Welcome back to the battles between Luke Cage versus Jason Voorhees. Determining the winner in a fight between the hero of Harlem, Luke Cage, and the immortal slasher, Jason Voorhees, is a fascinating analytical task. Luke Cage is the symbol of pure physical strength and impenetrable skin, forged through peak scientific experiments. Meanwhile, Jason Voorhees is the embodiment of vengeance, an undead entity fueled by pure hatred and protected by the very rules of horror movies that make him nearly impossible to permanently destroy. Before we dive deep into the analysis, please remember to subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you very much. In summary, let's get started. First is Luke Cage. Luke Cage, also known by his alias Power Man, real name Carl Lucas, is one of the most resilient and respectable street-level superheroes. His origin is rooted in the darkest corners of society. Carl Lucas was a young man who grew up in Harlem, New York, and was wrongfully implicated in a murder he did not commit. To protect his close friend, he took the blame and was sentenced to prison at Seagate Penitentiary, a correctional facility notorious for its brutality and corruption. There, Lucas was hated by correctional officer Albert Rackham and constantly tormented. His only chance to escape, or at least survive, was to participate in a secret cell regeneration experiment conducted by Dr. Noah Burstein under the covert supervision of Reva Connors. The experiment initially went smoothly, but Rackham sabotaged it, pushing Lucas to the brink of death. In desperation, Lucas plunged into the cell regeneration chemical tank and activated the electrical field system. The combination of the breakthrough chemical formula, high-voltage electricity, and Lucas's already unique genetic structure created a miracle of science. His cells were altered, his skin became as hard as metal, and his muscles were granted superhuman strength. Luke Cage was officially born from the ashes of Carl Lucas, superhuman strength and impenetrable skin. Luke's skin is not merely hard. It has a special molecular structure, often described as having durability equivalent to titanium alloy or black diamond, and bears a characteristic shimmering sheen when subjected to heavy impact. This skin is immune to most types of ammunition, from handguns and rifles to armor-piercing rounds. He can withstand large explosions, extreme heat, extreme cold, and even energy attacks to a certain degree. Sharp objects like knives, swords, or even the claws of ordinary enemies will bend or shatter upon contact with his body. Luke Cage's physical strength ranks in the class 10 to class 50 range on the scale, meaning he can lift 10 to 50 tons. He has brawled with giants like the Thing, Fantastic Four, Rhino, and even briefly held his own against the Hulk. Luke's punch can break reinforced concrete, flip over cars, and send enemies weighing hundreds of kilograms flying across an entire room. His stamina is also at a superhuman level. His muscles produce fewer fatigue toxins than a normal human, allowing him to fight and maintain peak physical performance for many hours straight without exhaustion. However, Luke Cage is not a mindless machine. He possesses a sharp street intellect, excellent tactical judgment, and seasoned combat experience from decades of protecting Harlem. He is a master of street fighting, combining boxing, wrestling, and the ability to use the surrounding environment as a weapon. Luke does not fight with uncontrolled aggression. He fights with calmness, calculation, and a hot heart. He is the protector of the vulnerable, and this is what shapes his fighting style. Controlling the battle, neutralizing the enemy as quickly as possible, and minimizing collateral damage to the surrounding environment. Despite possessing indestructible skin, Luke Cage still has critical weaknesses. First, his mucous membranes, eyes, inside of nose, mouth, have no resistance. A stream of toxic gas, tear gas, or a direct attack on his eyes could incapacitate him. Second, although his skin cannot be pierced, the kinetic energy from extremely powerful physical attacks can still transfer inside. A punch from Hulk or Thor may not tear Luke's skin, but the impact force can cause traumatic brain injury, internal broken ribs, organ rupture, or render him unconscious due to inertial force. Third, he still needs to breathe. If trapped in a vacuum, held underwater, or suffocated, Luke will still die like a normal person. Finally, his healing factor is only mild, helping him recover from minor internal injuries or fatigue, but it cannot regenerate lost limbs like Wolverine or Deadpool. Next is Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is not a superhero, nor is he a traditional villain with a scheme to dominate the world. He is an entity of horror, a supernatural phenomenon known as the Slasher and the vengeful spirit of Camp Crystal Lake. Jason's story begins with a purely human tragedy. In 1957, the young boy Jason Voorhees drowned at Camp Crystal Lake due to the carelessness and neglect of the counselors. The death of her son drove his mother, Pamela Voorhees, into insanity, turning her into a serial killer bent on revenge. When Pamela was killed, Jason's vengeful spirit arose, pulling him back from the bottom of the lake, not as a human, but as an immortal undead entity, fueled by rage and a spiritual bond to the land where he died. Jason Voorhees' abilities far exceed the limits of an ordinary physical corpse. He possesses superhuman physical strength, allowing him to perform irrational feats. Jason can crush human skulls with his bare hands, impale victims' bodies, and lift them off the ground with just one arm. He can tear apart brick walls, snap human bones with a sickening crunch, and use objects weighing hundreds of pounds, like boat engines, generators, as weapons with ease. Jason's strength seems to be directly proportional to his anger and the level of horror in the situation. When he is cornered, or when the victim is too strong, his power mysteriously increases. The true terror of Jason lies in his durability and regenerative ability. Jason is no longer among the living. He is a corpse driven by dark magic and hatred. He feels no pain, suffers no blood loss, shock, does not need to breathe, does not need to eat, and is unaffected by toxins or disease. Jason has survived countless fatal injuries, being shot dozens of times, being slashed by his own machete, being burned to ash in a firestorm, being blown up, and even being decapitated. In most of the film installments, as long as his body remains intact, or just a part of his body remains connected to the soil of Camp Crystal Lake, he will regenerate and continue the hunt. He is the embodiment of the rule he will always come back. Jason's favorite and most iconic weapon is the machete. In his hands, the machete is not just a brush-cutting tool, but a scythe of death, capable of decapitating people, bisecting bodies, and pinning victims to walls with a single swing. Beyond that, Jason is a master of traps and environmental use. He can turn the dense forest into a deadly maze, using animal traps, ropes, and available objects to punish his victims. Jason also possesses supernatural abilities deeply rooted in horror movie logic. He has the ability to teleport over short distances, often referred to as teleportation. He can walk slowly, but always appears right behind the victim the moment they turn their head around. He can render himself invisible in the darkness, and his presence radiates an energy field that induces extreme fear, paralyzing the will of ordinary victims. He is the perfect predator, never tiring, never showing mercy, and never stopping. However, Jason Voorhees is not without weaknesses. His greatest weakness is tied to his origin: water, specifically the water of Camp Crystal Lake. In many lore, water is the element that can slow him down, seal him away, or even banish Jason's spirit. Furthermore, although he can survive severe wounds, the complete physical destruction of his body, such as being crushed into tiny pieces, being incinerated into dust, or being launched into outer space, as in Jason X, can force him into a state of hibernation or temporary sealing. Finally, Jason does not have complex tactical intelligence. He acts on instinct, vengeance, and distorted memories. He is easily provoked, easily lured into psychological traps, and completely incapable of communication or negotiation. First of all, we have a confrontation between two walls of indestructibility. Luke Cage is a superhero with scientifically impenetrable skin, while Jason Voorhees is an immortal killing machine thanks to magic and the rules of horror movies. If we consider pure physical attack power, both are on a level far beyond that of humans. A punch from Luke Cage can shatter concrete, and a swing of Jason's machete can cleave an ancient tree. However, when these two entities collide, Jason Voorhees, with his slow walk but terrifying pressure, advances toward Luke Cage. Jason swings his machete, a slash with enough force to decapitate a bear, aimed straight at Luke's neck, but instead of blood spraying out, a deafening sound of metal clashing rings out. Jason's machete, which has cut through hundreds of human skeletons, now bounces back, its blade chipped or bent upon contact with Luke Cage's shimmering skin. Luke is not even scratched. He stands firm, looking at the enemy before him with the calm eyes of a man used to facing monsters. Luke Cage retaliates. He throws a punch with tens of tons of force into Jason's chest. The extreme impact force crushes Jason's ribs. His rib cage caves deeply inward, and his body is launched backward, slamming into a brick wall. In a normal fight, this would be the finishing blow. But Jason is not a normal person. He does not scream in pain. He simply gets up, the broken bones twisting and snapping back into place automatically, or he completely ignores the wound. He continues advancing without any hesitation. This is the moment Luke Cage realizes the true nature of his enemy. He quickly understands that ordinary physical attacks, no matter how powerful, cannot kill Jason in the literal sense. Jason has no heartbeat to stop, no blood to lose, and no brain to be destroyed in the manner of the living. Luke cannot punch Jason to death. However, this is also the moment Jason realizes his own futility. He continuously attacks Luke with the machete, with an axe, with a gun, and even with his bare hands. He punches, he kicks, he tries to choke Luke, but all are useless. Luke Cage's skin not only stops sharp objects, but also withstands extreme pressure. Jason cannot pierce Luke's skin, cannot make him bleed, and certainly cannot suffocate him because Luke has superhuman muscular endurance and is not easily overpowered. Jason Voorhees, the apex predator, for the first time finds himself in a situation where his prey is completely immune to all his attacks. He only knows how to attack head-on, using strength and weapons to overwhelm. When those methods fail, he will simply repeat them with higher intensity, but with no change in tactics. He knows no fear, but he also knows no thought. Luke Cage is an intelligent street fighter, a brilliant tactician, and a superhero with experience confronting entities that cannot be killed by physical blows. Luke Cage will use the surrounding environment and his superhuman strength to create a permanent trap for Jason. With the strength to lift tens of tons, Luke can easily lift Jason up, disarm him, and throw him hundreds of meters away. But throwing him is not the end, because Jason will just walk back. Recalling Jason's weaknesses, water and physical sealing, Luke Cage, with his intellect, will quickly realize that Jason is a corpse, and drowning him at the bottom of the ocean or burying him under tons of concrete is the only way to stop him. Luke can temporarily knock Jason out by using extremely heavy objects to pin him down, or by throwing him into a deep pit. Moreover, Luke Cage has an absolute psychological advantage. He is not afraid. Jason Voorhees usually relies on the victim's fear to make them commit mistakes. But Luke Cage has faced enemies far more terrifying than Jason, from ruthless crime bosses and monstrous mutations to cosmic entities. Jason's silent and frightening presence has absolutely no effect on a man with an iron will and a brave heart like Luke. Therefore, in my opinion, Luke Cage would win in a fight against Jason Voorhees, not by killing him, but by proving that against the strength and intellect of a true superhero. A silent slasher is just a problem that can be thoroughly resolved. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much.